Hello students, in today's video we are going to classification of matter. So for doing classification of matter, let us collect some matter. So here we will take few examples of matter and then we will classify and then it will be easier for you to understand. So let us take some example. Suppose I have taken water and one where I have taken chalk. And one more thing I have taken oxygen gas. So I have taken these three things and I have seen these three things microscopically. Look here. See this water, one glass of water I have taken, and what I found when I saw this through a magnified microscope, then I got this figure. Look at it carefully. I got this figure. When I saw this chalk highly magnified microscope, through that microscope I can see like this picture. What you can see in this, whatever is arranged, it is very closely packed. In this, something is there that is closely. It is not far away from each other, near to each other. And when I go through this oxygen gas, and I saw this with the help of highly magnified electronic device, then what I come to know that I got this picture. I hope these pictures are very clear to you and you all are familiar also with this kind of picture. So what I got like this images are somewhat far away, in this very closely packed, and in this very far away. So like this we have to took more examples and then saw that the microscope and we got any one of this. Like if we are taking pen. If I am taking again next example pen, so pen will give me like this kind of structure. If I am taking nitrogen gas, it will give me like this type of structure. If I am taking oil, it will give me like this kind of structure. So by seeing this kind of structure, what scientists did, they divided all the things, all kinds of matter into three categories. They divided this matter into three categories. Liquid, solid and gas. Or you can say solid, liquid, gas, no problem, from anywhere you can write. So scientists divided all kinds of matter into three categories: solid, liquid and gas. The solid is having this kind of arrangement, liquid is having this kind of arrangement and gas is having this kind of arrangement. Now let us see few things about that. From this picture what we can observe that in this molecules or particles are somewhat far away. From each other. You can see in this they are somewhat far away. But come to the gas. In this the particles or the molecules are very much far away. So for gas we can say the particles of gas are very much far away from each other. This is all about gas. Similarly, what about this solid? For this solid, we can say the molecules are very closely packed. For solids, we can say the molecules or the particles are very closely packed. From this picture, it is clear that these molecules are very close to each other. They are not far away. So for this, we can say the particles are closely packed. Other than this, there are two major things in this properties we are reading about kind of classification. That first thing we have seen, second come to second, and third. These two are very main for this division solid liquid gas. First is intermolecular space. Intermolecular space, and next is intermolecular force. So this intermolecular space, you see this diagram. In this water, the intermolecular space is less in compared to solid. The intermolecular space is compared to solid and less in compared to gas. Look at this. In this space is too much large. This space is too much large. But in this liquid, the space is intermolecular space is less in compared to gas. Intermolecular space is large in compared to solid. So it depends on that you are comparing this with solid or with liquid. So solid or with gas. If you are comparing this solid, the answer is. If you are comparing with gas, the answer will be different. So here intermolecular space. Second thing, intermolecular space. Look, in this liquid, intermolecular space is this space is greater than space present here. So I can write here intermolecular space is larger in compared to solid. Similarly, if I compare this with oxygen, so this line will be different. I will write the intermolecular space is lesser in compared to gas. Understood? From the diagram it is too much clear. Now come to intermolecular force. Intermolecular force of attraction. As the molecules are somewhat far away, this intermolecular force, the force acting between these two particles, the force acting between particles are weak than this solid. So intermolecular force of attraction is weak than solid. Now similarly compare in this intermolecular space, there is negligible intermolecular space or no intermolecular space. So no intermolecular space. But you see, the molecules are very near to each other. Molecules are very near to each other, very closer to each other. So what you can say, intermolecular force of attraction is very greater because molecules are tightly packed. They are very strongly held each other. So this intermolecular force, strong intermolecular force. Now come in this no intermolecular space, but you see in this too much intermolecular space. So what we can say, in this very large intermolecular space, very large intermolecular space. And look about force. As the particles are far away from each other, means they cannot attract each other. That's why they are somewhat far away. That means there is less intermolecular force of attraction. Less inter. So I hope you understood this concept. See, again I am repeating this, how this intermolecular space and intermolecular force of attraction works. Look at this solid. In this solid, the molecules are very close each other. When you will keep something very closer each other, so that means there is very less space. You can see here very less space. So in solid, very less intermolecular space or no intermolecular space. But in water, the molecules are far away. That means space will develop. So you can see there is space. In compared to this, there is larger space. So in liquid, the intermolecular space is larger in compared to solid. But in liquid, intermolecular space is less than gas. Now come to gas. Gas depends on you. You are comparing with solid or with liquid. Better to compare with solid. So in oxygen gas or in any kind of gas, what happens? This molecules you can see somewhat very far away from each other. So there will be more space. If one person is standing here, one person is standing there, so there will be more space. That means in gases the intermolecular space is very large. And when they are far away from each other, they cannot contact with each other, they cannot hold each other together. That's why here the intermolecular force of attraction is very less. They cannot hold each other. That's why force of attraction is very less. So this is all about the matter divided solid, liquid, gas. First of all you note down, then we will see the next topic. Now we have seen the classification solid and gas. Now let us write some examples of solid, liquid and gas. Let's see examples. First of all, I am starting from liquid. Liquid, first example of liquid we are taking water. First example we are taking of liquid, that is water. That is very common example. It's just water. I am taking example is a form of if I solid, is the molecules depend. I am making it big so that you can, whatever I am going to write, it should be readable to you. I look through microscope in water also, what I found. And I go through the microscopic study of water vapor and look what I found in this. And here in this, I come to know that this all are H2O is written, or however H2O is there. in ice. But in water also I come to know that whatever this particle is, it is made up from this H2O. This is also made from H2O. This also H2O. When I come to study water vapor, look what I found. Again here same thing, H2O. 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 Okay. So now tell me, is these three things are same? If you are seeing this one ball, H2O is written, yellow color ball. So here also yellow color ball, here also yellow color. All these different. Of course, it is same, not same category. Its level means, but as we are going higher, studies going, so means now we will not divide this all the matters into solid, liquid and gas. Look, one more example. Suppose I have taken in solid only. In one plate I have taken sugar and in one plate I have taken salt. If both are kept, how can you recognize it? By seeing you cannot recognize this sugar and salt. If it is very means if it is very finely, it is grind. Sugar is coming in crystal. If you will grind the sugar very finely, so it will looks like salt. So how will you differentiate salt and sugar? It will look same. So are they same or different? If I gone through this salt microscopic study, in this also what I found, in this something is written NaCl. In all it is written NaCl. But for sugar if I gone through, then it is written C6H6O6. In all the it is written and it is tightly packed. Now you see they both are showing same color, but the molecule present in it, they are different. That means we cannot classify this on the basis of their color, on the basis of their solidness. Now come to one more example. I have taken in one glass water and oil. In water, if I am going to see, then molecules are this much far away from each other. In oil also, if I am going to see, molecules are this much far away from each other. So are they same? No, they will be different because water is having H2O formula and whatever is oil we have taken, that will have different formula. So again we need to redivide it into some other categories for higher level. So what we did, you can see here also H2O, here also H2O, here also H2O. So what you are thinking? Can't we keep this all H2O in one category? Yes, it is possible. So next classification is based on the similarities and dissimilarities of their chemical formula. Again I am repeating. Next classification is based on the similarity and dissimilarity among the chemical formula. So write down. I will rub and then show you how it is classified with similarity and with dissimilarities. Write down. Now we will see the classification, that how these matters are classified into groups. So first of all the matters we have collected and divided them into two categories, living and non-living. So first we have taken this matter and we have divided into two broad categories, that is living and non-living. I hope no need to tell you that what are livings and what are non-living. Then also I am just revising. Living means those who can grow, those who can breathe, those who can move. And non-living things are which cannot grow, which cannot breathe, which cannot move. So all these kind of things are coming under the headings of living and non-living. So living things we are studying under bioscience. So no need to go through this classification in your bio subject. We will go through this non-living, how these non-livings are classified. So these non-living things cannot breathe, cannot move and cannot grow. So let us divide how these living things we can divide. For dividing, let us take some examples of these non-living things. Then it will be easier. So non-living things examples like water, wood, air, so these all things, stone, mountain, all these things are non-living things, they are not growing. So how can we divide on the basis of chemical composition? So first of all, on the basis of chemical composition, if we are going to divide them, so we are dividing them as pure and impure. They are divided into two categories, pure and impure. Pure means which do not consist any kind of impurity or having the same kind of molecules in it. For example, water. Pure thing example is given here, water. So this water, if I took a glass of water, in that glass of water all the molecules of H2O are present. It is not that some are H2O, some are some other thing, some are some other thing. No, it is not there. So pure thing consists the same kind of atom or molecule. Understood? That's why the pure thing is always homogeneous mixture. Always homogeneous. Homogeneous means throughout it is same. Suppose this you have taken a glass of water, here only I am taking a glass of water. And this here also, here also, here also, here also, here also. All these are of H2O. If I select the water from this side, then also it will give me same taste. If I select the water from this corner, it will also give the same taste. And if I check the formula, here also H2O is present, here also H2O is present. That means it is pure because throughout its substance or throughout the substance, whatever matter I am taking, the chemical composition is same. Right from the top to the bottom, it is same. Like this water. So that kind of thing which is throughout the same chemical composition, that thing is pure and always it is homogeneous. It is always homogeneous. I hope you understood this pure water. It is example of pure substance. Now come to impure. And impure means some impurity is mixed in that. Some impurity is mixed in that. So this impure can be homogeneous or it can heterogeneous. It can be homogeneous or it can be homogeneous. Both it can be. It depends on the kind of mixture. So this impure substance we are studying under the heading of mixture. Mixture. This mixture is a kind of homogeneous or a kind of heterogeneous. Now this pure substance we come to know that okay, water is a kind of pure substance because it consists all kind of same molecule. So the pure substance are also divided into two categories. First category is elements, and second category is compound. First category is elements, second category is clear. Purity is very is the difference between element and compound. See, elements are one kind of atom, and compounds made from one kind of molecule. So I hope this concept is very clear to you. Molecule and atom is the different. As it is pure, so it will be same throughout. At the top also the same thing is present, at the bottom also the same thing is present in that matter. But it will be atom or it will be molecule. If many atoms are kept together, then it is element. If many molecules are kept together, then it is compound. Let us see one example also here, elements. Like I have taken hydrogen. So here is hydrogen. If I have taken a glass of water, and then what I will find H2. I will find out here H2O. Here also H2O. Means in this two kind of atoms are mixed together and they are forming molecule. Molecules are together in the compound and atoms are together in the elements. Now these elements are also divided. These elements are again divided into four categories. Let us see what are the four categories in which these elements are divided. First category is, you are very much familiar with the first category, that is metal. Metal. You have listened this word in common or daily life. Examples of metal also, let us see. Gold, iron, copper, aluminium, silver, platinum. These all are the examples of metal. Now second category. Of course, one metal is there, then second will be non-metal. Second category is metal. Example, wood, glass. Or it can more example can be there. Now next category. Next category is a combination of this metal and non-metals. When these metals, half properties of these metals and half properties of these non-metals are coming together, they are forming this metalloids. Metalloids are formed. They are half metal or half non-metal. From the combination of these, they are formed. Example of this, germanium and silicon. In short, I am writing. It is a symbol. Next one, the last one is noble gases. This noble means, I'm writing example also, helium, neon, helium. So these helium neons are the examples of noble gases. They are not reacting with any other thing. So let us have just a few things about these four things. Metal is somewhat shiny, can pass the electricity. So हमें जहाँ जहाँ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पास कराने की ज़रूरत होती है वहाँ अच्छे से अच्छा मेटल यूज़ करते हैं जो ज़्यादा दिन तक चले. Next is non-metal. Non-metal cannot pass the electricity. So where we have to protect from electricity, we are using non-metal. Like the wire is covered with a plastic. You have seen the wire is covered with a plastic because if we touch that plastic, we will not get current because that is a non-metal and non-metal cannot pass the electricity. Next one, metalloid. Metalloid examples germanium and silicon. They behave both germanium and silicon like metal also and like non-metal also. And noble gases. So these noble gases are not reacting with each other, or these noble gases are not reacting with any other things. Understood? So let us have one recap how this matter is divided and what are the main things which we have to go through. The matter is divided into two categories. First is living and second is non-living. The living things, all the classification we will go through in bio subject. So I am leaving this. Non-living things, example water, stone, wood, mountain, air. This we can classify again into two categories. That is pure and second is impure. Pure things are those in which nothing extra is mixed, only that same thing is present. For example, water. If I take water, in water all the molecules of H2O are present. Either I take water from the top or I take water from the bottom. I will get the same formula. The impure things are those things which are not having same formula. Let us see example of this impure also. If I have taken water, means here H2O is present. This is H2O molecule and I am adding sugar in this, sugar or salt, so that sugar will also add in this. So in this same kind of atoms are not present, or same kind of molecule or particles are not present. Two kinds of atom or particles are present. That's why it is not pure, it is impure. Now it becomes impure. If I am saying water, then it is pure, but if I am saying sugar solution or salt solution, then it will be impure because in that some other chemical is also mixed. So that is impure. Impure one can be homogeneous, can be heterogeneous. This as we go in topic, deeply in topic, we will read these two topics deeply. So now just only understand that impure one can be of type homogeneous and heterogeneous. Now come to here this pure. This pure again it can be divided into two categories, elements and compounds. Elements, how can we define these elements? Elements are those things which consist same kind of atom. Remember, which consist same kind of atoms are known as element, which consist same type of molecule are known as compounds. So in this way we have classified pure substance into two categories. Again, these elements are divided into four categories: metal, non-metal, metalloids and noble gases. Metal are those things which can pass electricity like gold, copper, and they are very solid, very shiny, they are producing good sound. All this kind of properties they are having. We will read this metal in detail. We will read non-metals also in detail. So non-metals are those things, broadly you should know that they cannot pass electricity, they are not producing good sound, they are not shiny. So all these things are non-metals. Now metalloids are having both kind of properties. It is working as metal also, it is working as non-metal also. And noble gases, they are non-reactive, they are not reacting with any other substance. So noble gases we are using that in that place, the thing which we have to keep unreactive from any other thing. Where that in that place we are using noble gases. So this is all about how the matter is classified, and now we will see one by one what is pure, what are the properties of pure, what is impure, what are element, what are compound, metal, non-metal, metalloids, noble gases. Each and every topic we will go through in detail. So in today's video only this much. Thank you for watching the video.